Hello, Self, Infinite Cosmos, Ohana, Soul Dr. Nick here. It is Sunday, November 9th, I believe, 2025, at around probably 10:30, 11 a.m. on the rooftop patio in Port Moody, British Columbia, Canada. Got a little natural gas fireplace here going, got the sun out, walking around because it's not raining, walking around because it's warm enough to, but it's not hot because there still are some clouds on the sun. And hopefully it gets even warmer. Hopefully you get a little more sunshine. And listening to Elon Musk and Joe Rogan today, reading Bob Frizzell's book. I'm trying to think of which one this one is. It's a new one. I just started it. I finished Something in This Book is True yesterday. Listening to a little bit of Jack Reacher novel by Lee Child and Andrew Child. And recalibrating. I was up and doing things and got scared this morning. My beloved wanted to not scare me, but let me know that it was too bright. And in so doing, just making a little shh. And I looked over, I just freaked out. I was like, holy shit. Flood of fear, adrenaline, dump. And then thankfully, very quickly, within about a minute, because she came over and apologized. Didn't mean to scare you, didn't mean to scare you, didn't mean to scare you. Was able to let go of what my mind thought was going to happen, which is I'm going to stay here for a long time and I'm going to be upset and I'm going to be in victim mode. I was like, okay, this thing happened. It happened. Now what? Nothing needs to happen. It just happened. That's all it is. I felt an intense fear and it passed. And it doesn't mean it's going to be easier. It doesn't mean that tomorrow is not going to be more challenging with darkness. It just means that in this moment, there's nothing I need to do about it. Hold on to it, analyze it, it's done. And then did my significant coffee urine enema this morning. I think I went through like 5 rounds. Had my cat lying on me for much of it because he wanted to. Decided to do extended rounds, just letting it filter through. Noticing that I'm still doing all these practices that take a long time, a lot of earthly time. And my mind sometimes wonders, is it time well spent? And then recognizing there's a lot more people either monetizing outrage or taking people through their processes and all this stuff. And I'm like, I could do that as well. I'm like, do I really want to do that right now? Part of it is loving my anonymity, even in the midst of publishing so much shit. And being okay with that. Part of it is just practicing the process. There's going to be so much volume of stuff that if someone really wants to dive in, they will. If someone really wants to summarize, they will. And then recognizing there's so many places I can still feel blame or shame. I asked AI something today and it's like, I don't think that's appropriate kind of thing. And I felt myself going, oh, that's the wrong thing. And it's like, cool. I can feel shame whenever I don't get exactly the response I think I'm supposed to get. Okay. And I'm noticing, how do I be with the awareness of what's going on, be with not the awareness of what's going on, my interpretation of what's going on, and letting that keep shifting, because it keeps shifting. When I was younger, I thought a benevolent government would be fantastic. More taxes, more services, all this stuff. And now I'm realizing many of the services are inefficiently managed. But what the benefit of it is at times is when you can get scale in the infrastructure. So it's not like the building of a road, for example, through the public system is better. But until we did it and actually showed that we could come together with that much funding to create things that really had to be future visioning, we would never do it. Now, is that actually a good thing or not? I can't say. Sometimes it's like the roads, for example, in Africa, which have crisscrossed, which have destroyed migrations of large groups of animals. We did that here. We did that here with a buffalo, with other animals, and did that serve? I can't say. Would it serve if there were cross points where there's areas where it's completely bare or barren that we'd have to go underground or something else like that, long swaths where the animals roam free? I don't know. That would be a large investment of infrastructure and other things, and a big shift. And that's an idea, right? That's an idea, allowing the roaming nomadic herds again. This whole idea of population control because we're running out of resources, and how do we reappropriate work without having to do that into the work that would actually serve. There's a lot of work that would be great if it's more personalized, more farmers getting in tune with the earth, more people getting in touch with themselves, more homesteaders. And instead we have more and more people disconnected doing jobs that are meaningless, and we just count them as jobs. And I can really see that now. How much middle management is there? Even my role sometimes I wonder, is it actually important? I know I do unique work, but in the grand scheme of things, if I didn't exist, the world would be just fine. And I think that's the reminder for most of us, regardless of how important we think our job is. And how do I not define myself by that? How do I keep exploring? How do I keep not anticipating, visioning? How do I keep noticing what is my role without having to define it? Without having to have it define me. Defining it is probably important in the moment. And right now, getting a little bit lost. This is a little bit of a lull. I haven't done any specific work in a little while, but it's coming up. And there's a bit of a fear. Like I've planted some seeds and I don't know if I want to reap the rewards of these seeds, if I want to see what's going on, if I want to deal with possible disappointment. Revisiting the birth story, revisiting the early stories, revisiting life and the patterns they're repeating. Noticing, I can see people when they're upset about the problems that are going on. I was able to take a bird's eye view and say, I'm so glad those are the problems you're dealing with. I'm so glad these are the stories we're hearing. And I'm so glad we're being reminded. I'm being reminded. I was talking to a friend yesterday and he was talking about the fights that he's been in, the physical fisticuff fights. And being reminded, sometimes we think about these global scale disasters, and it's a way of distracting from just the very physicality of intimate connections, one-on-one, one-on-many connections in crowds, things like that. How do I better prepare for potentials? And if I'm really doing my job right, so to speak, there's less conflict because I've actually anticipated some of the conflict consciously. And how do I notice which conflict I really want to anticipate consciously and which ones do I want to bring in, allow in, so that there's actually a learning involved? And part of it is actually stepping into the martial arts, stepping into, the moments when my son is hitting me as hard as he can. I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's moving energy for myself, moving energy for him, allowing physicality to come out, allowing ourselves to see what's there, allowing there to be hurt, not harm. Standing on the edge of things, watching him slide down a slope, worried that he might have scraped parts of his body I wouldn't want him to scrape, and then just trusting that that's part of his learning, part of him finding his friction points. Making lots of noises now, tones, just playing with the frequency and vibration. That's part of it now too. And then taking a look at what next. How do I actually enlist the aid and support of people that I actually want? What are the results that I want to actually achieve? And part of it for me is noticing how many things can I really let go of, which are just things. If I can replace a thing, then there's no need to hold on to it at this point in time. Some things are quote unquote irreplaceable. The stones from our wedding that have people who have written things on them. My own notes, but even then, letting go of some hard drives, because that's just one fixed perspective. And in the end, if I let go of all of these possessions, so what? So what? Thank you, 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 thank you. Packing a real to-go bag, not just a mishmash of collection of things that don't really mean that much. Being with the pole shifts, that big global scale thing, and then being with the internal pole shifts. Like there's a polarity that has shifted. Being not here to rescue anyone or be rescued, and being able to take a look at some of my own integration. Wishing some of the twins happy birthday and everything else. I'm going to do some of that in a second. And then letting it all go. Letting it all go. letting it all flow. Thank you, 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 thank you. Ciao for now.